No. I should be up now. Yes, I'm up again. I'm back. My connection went down. Unfortunately. Which means that the stream will be split at least in 2 chunks. At least. Maybe more, depending on how, you know, on how it goes, but am I online now? Yes, I think I am, right? I don't know. Twitch seems to be offline. YouTube seems to be online. I don't know, it's a mess. Anyway, I will continue to work meanwhile. Yeah, my connection decided to die, but I think it's getting back now. It's getting back. We are about 85%. I don't know, maybe 80%. Maybe still 80%. Maybe still 80% of the file. If secure, if secure, if secure. Okay. Tell me if you see me online, because I don't know, it seems to me that it's still very, very bad. The one on YouTube, I see it up. The one on Twitch, I'd see it offline. No, maybe not. No, I think it's live. Okay. No, I think they are both live now. I think they're both live. Okay, fine. I think it's fixed. Took a bit, but it's fixed. I will have to check the... I will have to check the stream at the end and see if we split it in multiple videos. Probably it did. But anyway, in this session there is not much to show to the rest of the world, you know, so I can also just keep a piece of it, like the beginning where I explained a bit where we are, what is the mission, what we are doing, and I can just cut off the second part. I mean, the second part is not too relevant, so it's just additional work of the same thing, so maybe I can do that. This pass is insane anyway. It's one of the most annoying that I did, to tell you the truth, but we will do it. We will do it. We are at 90%. 90%. I mean, I see the marker, and it's pretty much at the end of the file. It's pretty much at the end of the file, so there is hope. Okay. I did 3 at the same time, so at least got a bit. I didn't delete this. Okay. And all of this is clients. Yes. Okay. We're like 95%. I don't know. Very close. Very close to the end. Very, very, very close, boys. Very, very, very close. You're nearly there, huh? We're like 95%. Like 95% at the moment. What did I do? Ah! Finished! You! Ah, wow, okay, so this pass is finished. The send system info, okay? So, okay. Nice. Okay, this pass is finished. It's one of the 2 million passes we have to do on this file, but at least this one, which was very annoying, is done. Now, okay, now one thing I want to do, I want to search for this get name just to be sure that I didn't leave any leftovers. Okay, I didn't. That is very good. Then the other thing I want to do one pass where we search all the received system as message errors. And we just check that the client is not giving an error. I mean that because I left actor in so many places and I want to see if this actor, what is this thing by the way? Why is I lighting this in a special way? No idea. So this seems to be okay. All of that seems to be okay. Actor. Well, sometimes it's actor, sometimes it's client. Probably because this function has both. Huh? Yeah, we will have to merge it. I don't think we need to have 2 of these parameters. Maybe this is something that we can do now. To merge the... Because these functions, if I go back to my PlaneShift 1.0 code, if I go back to this and I search this, it was getting 2 parameters. One was the gem actor and the other was the client. But for us in Unreal, those 2 thingies are the same because we can derive one from the other very simply. And, I mean, we don't care about this. So I think that all these functions can just be simplified and we can just remove 1 parameter. Right? The only thing that we should be careful is that it is a target, because if it's a target it may be something else like the object that we are using or the table that we are using, or so it can be a tool or it can be a container. So we have to be careful, because if we do it the wrong way, it's going to be a problem. I think we should go function by function. Like, for example, this one, when is it using client? It's using client here, and then it's using client to send the stuff. Yeah, in this case, they are exactly the same. Okay, so yeah. So in this case, handle production, we don't need the second parameter anymore. I can remove it. I can go to handle production, the H file, and just remove the second parameter, which by the way was already null. I mean, was a default null. So I can do this, because at any time from one actor I can go back to the client in Unreal, right? So I don't need that duplication anymore. So this means that whenever I have this actor, I have this actor. So whenever I have client, now I have actor. Which I think it makes also more sense, because it means that this whole code is using obviously the same variable, you know. Okay, and there will be many others. I think there will be a few others. I don't know how many, but it will be some others that have the same problem. So they are having the two parameters. We have to bring it back to one. Okay, but we were checking something else. We were checking if all the received messages were not having errors. Like, also this one is work event. Okay, this one maybe is okay. Like this one, for example. This one, he wants to send it to a client, but we don't have a client in our function here. Let me see the old code, but I think he was just using client num. So yeah, I was just using client num. So I was assuming the client num was the client was valid. Now, why we have a client num global? I don't know if it's a very good idea. The current client the work manager is dealing with. Really? Oh my god. I think it is prone to a lot of errors, boys. Why we do this? Oh my god. Are we really doing this? I mean, or I'm not understanding something, or there is a major flaw in this design. I don't understand what is this. Are we creating a new work manager for every action? I don't think so. I need to speak with Magodra. Ah, Cyborg, you answered. Sorry, I didn't see it. Are you still here, Cyborg? Because I wanted to ask you something. Sorry, you answered like 15 minutes ago, but I was not looking at, or even half an hour ago. but I was not looking at the stream, at the Discord, because I have too many windows to look at, you know. So I was not looking there. Are you back? You should have sent me a message on the stream. I think was probably easier. If you are here, just maybe send a message on YouTube or on Twitch, because I see them more often than the one on Discord. I cannot keep up too many windows. So okay, so the thing that I was saying is that it seems very weird to me that we are having, let's say, global variables inside work manager pointing to one specific client. So what happens if 10 clients are using this class at the same time? It will never work. So I'm a bit surprised of this. This I really don't like, but I don't understand if it's done. I mean, it works in production, so if there was such a major flaw, I think we would have discovered already long time ago, very long time ago. I mean, who is using this stuff? Like client num. Because the problem is that sometimes the work manager is using client like this function, right? This function doesn't have any parameters. So who is calling combined work? Let me just check who is calling this. Combined work. Start combined work client. Validate work, validate mine, validate target, work item. I mean, it is so freaking risky. It is so totally risky. Unless I'm not understanding something, you know, but or unless we are creating a new work manager every time. This basically means that I come here, you know, I come here with a client, then I go inside these functions and I set the global variables to point to my client and to my work item or whatever, and execute the rest of the code. Now, if at any time someone else comes in and execute this piece of code, I'm fucking up all the variables. So maybe there is a transaction start somewhere. I think there must be a transaction start somewhere, otherwise, I mean, it's impossible. Handle combine. So handle combine starts here. And it's coming from handle work command. I don't think that anyone is calling this. Entry points. Start out to work you want to container. Handle use. Client issue use command for button blah blah blah. Work manager gets message under work command. Yeah, but boys, come on. How can this work? I'm so confused about this. How can this work? How can this ever work? I will have to write an email to Anders and understand what he's thinking about it, because I'm so. I don't think it's Anders that did the majority of this work. I think it was another guy called Tom long time ago. But I think that Anders may know. Let me check who did the changes to these classes recently. Well, recently. I mean, recently maybe is not the right way to say, but in the last 10 years. Let me check if I go under source server work manager .cpp. Let me check the log files. Show log. Ravna did a lot of changes, and this other guy, Ralph Campbell, yeah, which is the other guy I was remembering, did also a lot of changes. A bit on myself. Also Anders did some change. I mean, pretty much everyone. But I would say Ravna and Anders are the two main ones. Yeah, I think I really need to ask this because I'm so surprised. I think I'm not understanding something probably, but maybe I'm not understanding something. Okay, so the question, let me write the email right now so that we don't forget. So basically the question is very simple. The question is, what was the email? This one, huh? Okay, let me write a new message to this guy and this guy. Okay, work manager porting. Okay, I would say hi while working. Sorry, I'm on another PC, but while working on the work manager porting, I realized we have a number of variables which are global, which are defined on the work manager class itself. For example, yeah, I think I can just copy paste, I can just copy paste this whole block. Yeah, basically this whole block, all of this, all of this, all of this, all this block is complete. I mean, it's something I don't get. I don't understand. Something I don't understand. So that whole block is setting variables in the work manager while the work manager is working with multiple clients, setting variables to the current work item, the next work item, the owner, the whatever. And if two clients are executing the piece of code at the same time, they will make a mess. So again, unless I'm missing something, it is so weird that we never find an error on that. Is under src server what? Src server work manager.h. And for example, if I search client num, it's so strange though that we have all this stuff. The current worker. I would say these variables are used by methods which are issued by clients to execute work. Now, being global, being set on the work manager, how we are not hitting a concurrency problem. I'm very surprised. I was very surprised to see those there. Those there without any transaction lock, you know, without any scope lock or similar. Um, I mean, for now we can port it as it is, but it's freaking scary to port something like that. Is so scary to port something that has all these variables that will be overridden. You know, I mean, it's true that the execution is super quick because it's just numbers. You know, so it's just the engine doing some multiplications, additions, and divisions and subtraction. So it's super quick. I think that you can execute it so quick that you don't even realize. But still, without a scope lock, you can hit the concurrency problem and you can get an item of someone else. You know, you can get as a result an item of someone else. So I don't, or you can completely lose the item. Davide, if you're still listening, Cyber, you're there. Okay, one thing at a time. Okay, so yeah, the question I have for you, Cyber, I've seen you have redone the skill window, but there was a number of information there. So, for example, there was the HP, the physical stamina, the mental stamina, the current weight load, the load that you have, the encumbrance, all of that. Is it still somewhere? Because I didn't see it. And also, the other point is that when you are clicking on the talents, the talents are the icons, let's say, the special icons that you get some talent and some skills, when you reach, I don't know, rank 20 or rank 50. When you were clicking on it, I was getting a description of that on the right side. Now, when I click on it, I don't see anything anymore. So, why you removed it? Or anyway, is that anywhere in the screen I didn't see? Because those two things, I mean, I added, and I would like those to stay there somewhere. I mean, the graphical format is not a problem for me, but the information should be there. Okay, so for now, I think we should just port it as it is, and then we will see what they answer. Okay, so if they answer something. And Davide, if you're still there, did we ever had an issue with crafting, like items not getting properly crafted, or people losing items or stuff like that? Or people even crafting stuff that they were not crafting, you know? So getting a different result, which is actually the result of another player doing the same action or a similar action somewhere else. This I really don't like, by the way. This I really don't like. So, but basically what we can do to keep it with the same logic, this become an APS character, which is the client, and yes, and then we are going to use this everywhere here. So wherever it was client num, we are going to use client num. It's a bit painful, but and then I think we are going to change it anyway. I think Cyborg didn't hear me. like the HP, mental stamina, physical stamina, blah 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 blah. Where are those now? Also, when you were clicking on the icon on the progress bar of a skill, example the rank 20 of Crystal Way, you were getting the description of the talent you would get at that rank. Where is the description now? Okay. I just type the question there and that's it. So here we will just use client num, okay? Wherever we have this, we will use client num. But I mean, the way we should fix it actually is not like this, but we should have all these functions take the proper parameters that they need, right? I mean, there is no way we are going to use class variables to do this. It's completely crazy to me. It's completely crazy. But we will see. I don't understand why we don't have variables here. I don't get it. Okay. Dropped item. What is dropped item? Dropped item, the value of type, PS work event. Ah, okay, so I think that here PS work game event, PS work game event. What? PS work game event pointer. Okay. This is a PS work game event pointer. Yes, it's exactly the same. So why doesn't like it? I think this PS work game event, by the way, we have defined only as a dummy. So I don't think we have the real class. Let me check, but I don't think we have the real class. Oh, we do have it? Oh yes, we do have it. It's actually derived from UPS game event. But if this is the case, then this one should also be a U something, and should be an Unreal Engine class. Yes. Yes. So everything that is this should become UPS War Game event, and I think we can do it everywhere in this document, and we can do it everywhere in this document. Okay, and then what we will have to do, we will have to change this class to be a Unreal Engine one. So yes, we have to do this. So in the CPP file, as usual, we put the psunreal.h, right? And then in the .h we place we place the generated. No, not this one. Yeah, we have to put, I think, the generated one, and we have to put it as the last include. Okay, like here, and this will be work manager dot generated dot h, And now what we can do, we can transform this class into an area class. So to do this, we just need our U class here. We need our PS Unreal API here, I think. Let me just check the game event. But I think it should be like this. Okay. No, we don't need the API. We just need a generated body, and then we need a U property. I think we need at least one U property to have this working, right? So if I remember right, we had one issue that our classes were not working, and we need to have at least one of those. So I will place this here in my generated body. I don't remember if the generated body wants to be so slow. IntelliSense. No, it doesn't want to be. It doesn't want to be in the public area. Okay, so it just need to be in this. Fine. And then we need at least one property. For example, that is valid to be. So we can use. I don't know. We can use effect ID. We can use work manager. No, worker. No. Category. Let's use category. The simplest item. Okay, so at least he has one U property in this U object, because I remember that if I didn't do that, I was having some issues with the class. Alright, so it should be something like that with U class generated body, and then the .h at this include at the beginning. Then now when I'm compiling, it should generate that. Now the compilation, I'm not expecting the compilation to work, obviously, because we have like millions of errors on the other class, but that is the way we should do it, right? That is the way we should do, so that our UPS whatever work game event becomes a class. I think the other problem is that if you have this definition, it doesn't like it. So it just wants to have the pragma once, I think, because otherwise it thinks, I mean, being an if definition, it thinks that you may exclude it based on, I don't know, platform or some other conditional, and so it doesn't like it. So in all the ones where you have the generated, it should just be pragma once, I think. And the pragma once, he likes it, if I remember right. Still compiling. We launched a pretty huge compilation because we changed a few header files, and we added this big. Okay, I think now it kind of likes it more, but it's saying that still doesn't like my generator. But it says that we need to define at least an empty constructor, right? Yes, because it requires an empty constructor to properly operate. That is what we've seen already. So because you cannot call new on a U object, you have to call new object, which is a function provided by Unreal, to initialize an object that is say a class that is connected to an Unreal class like U object or actor or pawn or whatever else. So okay, so now I think it's just complaining a bit about a million other errors, but I think that eventually we compile. Eventually will. But I think now we need to fix probably all the other errors before, otherwise. Work manager class redefinition. Well, yes, I think that now we have. I mean, we have work manager defined in our dummy class. I think we should remove it. Let me check if we have it defined in gem.h. Work manager. Yes, we have it defined here, so we can remove it from here. We can remove it from here, and we can, I think, PS server, I think we should remove it from here as well. We'll generate a bit of a mess, but I think it's what we have to do. And then we have to add it to our PS Unreal. So we will define a new manager, which is our work manager. Work manager, and it is defined in work manager.cpp. And yeah. Sorry, no, that is work manager like that. Yeah. And I think that we need to include work manager here, otherwise it will never work. Okay, and then we need to define this in work manager.cpp as a global thingy. We can define in the beginning, so like here, I guess. Yeah, I think like here. And now, okay, we will get 1 million errors, but at least now we cleaned the work manager for the dummy class and we moved it, you know. And we moved it in the right place. Okay. Yeah, it takes a lot to compile because we did so many changes. Like we changed the PS Unreal.h, which is included by basically every file. So he has to regenerate, you know, a bunch of stuff. Okay, I don't see any errors in Work Manager now. So maybe Work Manager is now generated. Yes, this one is properly generated. Okay, fine. It is very good. So I think that now that we have our Work Manager class not duplicated anymore, we just need to fix all the errors we have here. Hello, Hammy. Welcome. By the way, I just realized that I have to probably change the name of the stream in both Twitch and YouTube, right? I think otherwise the name in Twitch remains the one of the previous stream. Yeah, it looks like it remained the one of the previous stream. So maybe I will change it later. By the way, in Twitch we have 0 viewers at the moment, so I don't know if it was worth it, but okay. So I gave 1 million errors, but it's fine. 618. Yeah, so for example, the stream of tonight had been split into 2 streams. Yeah. Yeah, my connection went down a few times, and so it seems that he has been split. Okay, I will fix it later. Sorry, but yeah, the stream has been split into multiple videos. Okay, so I think we just need to go through this and ensure that it's properly working. We have a problem with Action Manager. Action Manager, we didn't implement it yet. So for now, I think that every function that is like this, we just created dummy. Okay, because I don't want to port Action Manager now, because I have enough to port, let's say. So let me just copy this function from Action Manager, which we have defined in our dummy, and which is actually somewhere here. If I go into Action Manager, and it is, we just define this function as empty, and that's it. I don't know if it needs the gem action location. Probably this one is not defined anywhere. Huh? No, it is. It is because we have it already. Okay, good. So I think that now at least this error will go away. We have defined gem action location and gem in action manager, so should be fine. Hey, Hami. I'm working on crafting today, and I decided to go crafting because I did NPC AI for a few weeks, and I guess it just needed a change, for a bit. And so it's not that I picked up the simplest class, because this one is very huge. It's 5,000 lines of code, Yeah, it's 5,000 lines. Well, it was 4,500, but I think we added about 200 lines just doing the porting. And so yes, is definitely there is a bit to do. So handle use requires an APS character, so I think we need to change this to APS character, and so at least should be fine on this side. Then let's see which other errors we get. Okay, we have a lot of get client num, right? Send system result. Oh my god, there is another send system. This one I never did it. This message must come first from the item about to be deleted. Must come first because item is about to be deleted. Yeah, I understand that. But what is send system result? I don't think I have it in my. I have send system error, send system info, send system okay. I don't have the send system result, so let's go and check that. Send system result. Convenience command used to send a client a PS system message with message result type. Okay. Do we have a message result in our? I'm not sure. Yeah, we do. We do have. Incredibly enough, we do have. Okay. I guess we found another one to do. I hope there are a few, but anyway, let me edit this page. And I have to log in first. And then I edit this page and send system. Okay, so we will have another one, which is send system result. And this one, yeah, I think we can say exactly the same. Is exactly the same. I mean, the solution, the substitution code is the same. The only difference is that it's message result, right? Nothing else. Okay. So now we have also this one, send system result. So send system result. Okay, send system result. Okay, let's search all of them. Send system result. And let's change all of those to something like this. Right? I don't think we need 2 lines for this. We need just the parentheses here, and then this will be work event client. Yes, work event client. This is the message result. Okay, fine. I think it's fine. Let's see how many others we have. Okay. Okay, there is another one here. Maybe this one we need multiple lines. I think it's a bit cleaner. And then we send it to work event client. Yes. Okay, this one was easy. Then there is another one here. Oops. Yes, I can do it like this, but Okay. This one is simple, one line. Is always work event client. Okay. And that's it. Okay, there were only 3. Luckily, was not like 2 million like before, which was a pain, boys. Which was really a pain. Okay. I'm not sure, but Work Manager handle only one client work, not called by many clients, because PS Work Game Event contains Work Manager and it creates a new work game event for every work. Well, the point is that these classes, these functions are not called by the event. I mean, they are not called by PS Work Game Event, but they are called directly in Work Manager. So what happens is that Work Manager subscribes, Work Manager subscribes like this to specific messages that are coming from the client or from the server itself. I don't know, but anyway, subscribing to that, and then it's calling a specific function. So, for example, it's calling handle work command, right? Handle work command, if I go and search it, is this guy, and it's not an event. Is handling a command, and this handle command is just calling, for example, handle combine if the message is saying that he has to combine something, and handle combine is this one. Okay, it's loading some variables, then it's starting combine work. Starting combine work, by the way, is here. Starting combine work is doing all this stuff: validate work, validate mine, validate target, work item, and it's doing, for example, also combine work, which gets no parameters. You see, there is 0 parameters. And combine work is using client num, which client num is defined in the class, as a class member. So I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, unless it's something like you are saying that there is an event starting, but I don't see this, because the event, I mean, our UPS work manager event, whatever it's called, no, work game event. So this one, okay, but it's even worse, you see. I mean, this work game event is going on dropped item, and dropped item is defined on the class. Oh, no, in this case, no. In this case, it's passed in the parameters. Okay, in this case, it's fine, but in other cases, it's not. So I don't know. Maybe I will follow, just when it's fully converted, I will follow the flow and see. Maybe it's already working, because I mean, I think it must be working. Otherwise, how many items you would create of other people? Would be a mess. So I'm pretty sure I'm missing something. I hope I'm missing something. Otherwise, this code will really not work. But maybe there is a reason, right? Maybe there is a reason. This true and true, I have no idea what is it. This one, target get item. So here we are trying to get, where is target coming from? Target is supposed to be a target object in the lockpick. So This has to be. This has to be. And yeah, I think we can do. I think we can just change it to APS item actor, right? And just do a cast to that. And if it's null, it's null, you know. Even if the problem is that, okay, so we can cast this, right? To get, if you are casting something that is null, are we crashing, or are we just, I don't know, are we just resulting in a null? I don't know if cast is safe for casting null things. I don't know. I see someone is finally on the Twitch channel. Is one of you guys that are connecting to two places, or because finally I saw someone connected. I saw like another guy connected to Twitch. It's one of you, I guess, huh? I want to know. Ah, yes, it's you. No, it's not you. I don't know. No, I think it's someone else. I see a list of people, and there is also names that are not us. Okay, anyway, people is not us. It will become one of us very, very soon. Okay, so this way we cast it. The only problem is that if the target is null, meaning that this item is not an APS item actor, and so we definitely have a problem. So I think we should. So if target, if not target, I think we should just return, and that's it. So meaning that we will not have a proper object, right? Then what is this? Get L pointer. I don't know. This I will do later on. I don't want to do it now. Bit lazy on the complex stuff. Okay, here we have our PS work event. Okay, this one I think we will need to change, right? So we will have to do new object of UPS game work event, and then we will have to create a function, which is this stuff, which is called set parameters, right? Like I did for another one, so it will be a set parameters, which will take all this stuff, instead of having the constructor, because again, being a Unreal Engine object, we cannot have that as a constructor. So yeah, this one will become a void set parameters of all of this, which I think is fine, and then I have to change it also here. If I go under UPS work event, this one will become a set parameter returning void, and is this reasonable or not? Yeah, the only problem is that this one, the set parameters was also initializing PS game event. So how did I do it on the other ones? I think I kept this thing in the empty constructor, right? I think I did. Let me check. Like in Spawn Manager, I think where we did it, it was in Spawn Manager where we had our item spawn something. PS item spawn. I have no idea what it is in all this million lines of code, but let's try to search it. There was a PS item spawn event. There it is. I found it. So if I search the definition of this, come on, this one. Okay, I have to wait, I think. Hello, Agent Shredder. How are you? Welcome to the stream. It's nice to see some people on Twitch because we are usually streaming on YouTube. We had like 74 streams already. But I decided recently to stream also on Twitch at the same time using a service called restream.io, which seems to work pretty well. And yeah, so thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining. How did you find me? I'm interested to know. Are you interested in Unreal Engine? So our spawn event, let me just check how I did it in this one. No, I didn't actually. I think I removed all the initialization. Pity. I remember I had done something like this, but set parameters. No. Let me search for set parameters. Set parameters or set parameter. Let's say in all open documents. There should be one. Okay, apart from this one that I just created, but there should be another one. Ah, the weather event. Here it is. The weather event. I think I removed all of that. Okay. I just decided to remove it. I removed the wall initialization from our Unreal event completely. Like boom. Okay. So let's say that we sorry, I'm a bit confused about the 3000 windows I have open. Yes. So I want to see if we can keep the initialization in our class, right? So if I can keep this, oops, if I can keep this in the constructor, in the empty constructor, do you think that is okay? Because actually, yeah, there is some initialization going on at the upper level, you know, at our UPS game event. Actually, it should be UPS game event and not game event. But I want to see if I can keep it so I don't have to do it manually, you know? But I don't know if Unreal is happy about that. Is happy about having the constructor of an event that then goes into a timer, which also has, you know, its own superclass and the initialization of the superclass. Hello, I see some people are joining. Maybe it's a better time for US, so we have more people joining. We are streaming live on YouTube and Twitch at the moment, so you can check one or the other. Ami, you're saying that you think that it will work okay? Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, yeah. Hmm. I missed some printf closure. By the way, all these printfs will have to be properly escaped because, like, this is a string. It is not a string. Okay, only this one, but this one will have to be escaped like this. So these are all printfs. Get char manager. Do we have a char manager? I think we do. Do we have a char manager? Yes, we do have a char manager, boys. So we can just substitute everywhere. Maybe it will only be one place, but in this document, 5. Nice. We just solved 5 bugs with one. Well, not 5 bugs, 5 errors with one click. All the get client num, I think we said that it should be get unique ID or get PID. I don't remember because I think we have a get PID. Now IntelliSense is sleeping. Is sleeping, my friend. Okay, let's go to the other errors while he's sleeping. Get last production position. This is probably one of the functions that we didn't import yet. Handle production. So here we only have actor. So wherever we have client, we see an error on client, we can just use actor, and it will be perfectly fine. Then all this one where it says is empty. If this array is empty, so we should do if this array num equal to 0, and the same here. I don't know how many. Yeah, there are quite a number of those. Okay, then all the get should become just open brackets, square brackets, but maybe let's implement this one. Get last production position. Okay, get last production position was actually defined on gemactor, right? But since we don't have gemactor anymore, I think we need to define this manually. There is also the set last production position. I think we can get both of those. We will need both of those, and we can put it in our APS character, which is actually derived from the Unreal Engine actor. So in PS character, I think I have a section here. This class is pretty big, by the way. Yes, here it is. A section where I placed all the stuff that I imported from other places, and I think I can put it here. And I will just keep a reference. I don't know, maybe I will remove them all, but I just keep a reference of where I got this particular piece of code. So I'm saying it was originally in gemactor, so we remember that it was in gemactor. Now here we just have to change this to f vector, and the rest should be fine. The only thing that we need to define this last production position, which was also a CS vector, and we can define it for now just here. And I don't know if we need to initialize it though, because probably there is getting initialized somewhere, like when I create a new gem actor or not. No? No, okay. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. So we can have this. and so means that now our work manager will not crash anymore. You know what though? It's getting late, boys. It's after midnight. I really need to go. I think we are making good progress, but need to. Why is still saying there's too many parameters? So I will continue on this one. That's a bit tricky because in the next days I have to do some stuff in the evenings, unfortunately. So I think let me check when we can be together again. I think we can be together. I think it's Wednesday evening or Thursday evening. I'm not sure yet. Depends a bit how late I arrive in the evening on Wednesday. If I arrive at a reasonable time, I think I can stream. If not, it will be Thursday. Okay. And Thursday and Friday, anyway, I can stream. It's no problem. I can stream. It's no problem. Okay. Boys, I have to go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the one of you that watched on Twitch. Thanks for the one of you that watched on YouTube. We made some progress. We have a mission, which is... What is our mission? No, not the monkey work. Not this one, not this one, not this one, not this one. Yes. We have this mission, which is to have the workmanager.cpp compile. We are still far from it. There is still a lot of work to be done, but we are progressing, okay? So, do you want to know how many errors there are? I don't know. At the moment, 398. But it doesn't mean that is all, because sometimes when there are too many errors, it just stops giving the error count. So, but 398 is the current error count. We want this to 0, right? And it will be soon. I think it will be this week. Between Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, whatever it is, we will be able to bring this to 0. So yeah, thanks for watching and see you soon. If you are one of the Planeshift developers, continue to do what you have to do because we need this game finished.